AppleJazz, 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 wait till Jazz Radio, AppleJazz,
Check it out, guys. This is Mr. Content.
This is Dave, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
This is DJ Crazy, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
Hi, this is Kansani, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
Hi, this is Kuteto, and you are listening to Mr. Content.
This is Nail. You're listening to Mr. Content.
Hey, what's up? This is Grant Mangani, and you are listening to Mr. Content. Yep.
Listening to Mr. Content.
Yo, what's up, people? This is Clarence K. Mablomo, Kokeso Kekana, a man with 3 personalities, a man with great personalities, a man who's funny to listen to and nice to actually learn from. I'm gonna get you this awesome podcast about prospecting tools for business and entrepreneurship in terms of how to create pioneers. You know how it is. A boy from Soshanguve, young man making moves out of nothing to be great. You know, this is how we do it. A black man making his own. Mr. Content, Shove Singh. And yeah, welcome to AppleJazz Radio Podcast. This is my first and second and last podcast, and that means you will hear from me forever, my man. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about a whole lot of things. As you can hear, there's a boy playing in my background, and yo, this is local talent. This is PTA talent, you know. We're supporting all kinds of different music, every kind of genre that you can find underneath the rocks of Soshanguve. The small maps, segregated city or town, Bantustan, you know how it is. We're expanding, literally. You know how it is. We actually have big things coming. And when I mean big things, I mean occupation of land. You don't know this? I know. Ask me about it.
This DJ so cool. Hi, this is Kansani, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
This is Noku. You're listening to Mr. Content.
This is Chilene Vincent. You're listening to Mr. Content.
Hi, this is here. You are listening to Mr. Content. This is Timmy, and you're listening to Mr. Content. This is Zana Maseko, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
This is Anna. You're listening to Content. However, check it out, guys. This is Mr. Content. Hey, what's up? This is Grant Mangani, and you are listening to Mr. Content.
Are you a musician looking for studio condensed microphone? Get yourself Co1 U Pro. Just plug in and launch your favorite audio software and start recording. The Co1 U Pro faithfully reproduces a variety of sound sources including vocals, acoustic instruments, overhead cymbals to name a few. It is also great for VoIP, chatting and webcasting. The extended frequency and the fast transient responses to ensure an accurate reproduction with linear characteristics from bottom to top. Co1 U Pro, Samsung Technologies.
This is Noku. You're listening to Mr. Content.
This is Anna, and you're listening to Content.
This is Chilene Vincent. You're listening to Mr. Content.
Hi, this is here. You are listening to Mr. Content.
Hi, this is Teho, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
This is Timmy, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
This is Tulani. You're listening to Mr.
Like I said, ask me about it, you know. This is crazy. This is South Africa, and anything happens at any time, you know. And at AppleJazz, we are there to listen to what you gotta say and how you gonna say it and why you wanna say it, you know. And Mr. Content is here to make sure that your voice is heard. And I just want to thank the opportunity of being here on AppleJazz Radio Podcast, because for me, this is freedom for me to be able to express myself. I also got a lot of thoughts based on business, a lot of thoughts based on relationships, a lot of thoughts based on survival, and a lot of thoughts based on human rights, you know. So I wanna understand a few things when it comes to that. So AppleJazz Radio Podcast with me on my show, the content season, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be talking about a whole lot of things. For one, we're gonna be talking about how to occupy yourself or how to equip, not to occupy, but how to equip yourself as an entrepreneur. You know how it is in terms of you learning and the resources of information or of you getting information. You know how it is. We'll push you and tell you on how you get immersed for certain things in terms of music elevation, business elevation, marketing, advertising, branding, conceptualizing, and for you to be able to immerse yourself with those skills and those particulars, protocol in terms of communicating to the public, in terms of public relations and all of that. What you need to do is actually immerse yourself continuously, daily, with books, audiobooks, podcasts, news, reading, all these things. You need to inform yourself with certain things. So I'd like to say welcome to the content season. And this season is the one season. It's an all-rounder. It's an all-year season. And your boy is out here giving you the best of the best. I hope ladies like my voice because it's so nice. But I hope it's also... Let me not say that. But then holla at your boy. I'm with you daily. And right now I have some news. I want to start off with this. What? How do you do that? How do you do that as you are inside the Department of Health and Resource? And you do that. I hope you know what I'm talking about. And you do that. You know what you did. But then that's how it is. Holla at your boy. I'm still here. I'm still with you. Right now, I just want to start with pretty much talking about entrepreneurship. But you know how it is. You pop it, and I bust it.
Okay, Jam, let me just send you the voice note there.
Yar on, honest. Echoro on no. Ararabi di phone. Ararabi di phone.
Awe bra, what's up? Check it out, guys. It's Mr. Content.
Happy having you. It's like, hi, this is Kansami, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
Here you are listening to Mr. Content. This is Zanana Maseko, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
And back with your boy. I'm still here. I'm glad to be the one keeping you company today and actually getting your day started and getting your day as effective as possible. Well, I'm going to start right now with how we're going to be able to, or how we can be able to start our businesses, or when is it good for us to start a business. I received a couple of questions on Facebook from people that been asking me, and on WhatsApp as well. They've been asking me on how do I do it and what I do. I will not share on what I do right now, but some of y'all might know. So what I say is always, it's important for one to be able to, or to think on how to start, or to think on what to start to be able to make a living, and for me, that is business. And employment, I'm not against employment, because business is also employed, but I believe businesses empower more than employing, and that is more entrepreneurial than just having somebody going to work, getting into a 9-to-5 for only, let's calculate it, maybe 150,000 rands a month, when somebody's getting like 200 or 2,000 rands a month, 3,000. That is, to me, not empowering people. That is actually, it seems like oppression. And correct me if you don't like the term, but it is how it is, and it's how we see it. And I actually believe that business is the one thing that can set us free as people. And that's how we can do it. Now, for everybody that is in business out there, I have something to say. And if you want to take my advice from here on, I will say this once and I will say this always, is that being in the business world is you being in a whole different world. That is you being inside yourself and living in there. And if you don't understand what I'm saying is your business should be your personality. Your business should be you. Your business should represent who you are, and your business should actually supply. It should do good better than it do bad, you know, and it should do good to your pocket better than it does good to anything else before it does to you, you know. And I always say this. The first time that you know that you're in business is when you sell that first item. That it doesn't matter what business you do, but the first exchange of currency that you got. Remember when you sold that one sweet? The first time you sold that one item. That moment, that was you being in business. And for me, that's something that says it's not easy, but at the same time, it's a work in progress, you know. And for you to be able to do certain things, you need to go through hell. And I will not say business is easy. Definitely business is not easy. You can spend a whole lot of years just not making profit, but actually spending money in that business. You know, making money out of, zero. That is the best way. There's no such thing. We don't have such thing. You don't make money out of zero. You make money after making a whole lot of mistakes, a whole lot of unnecessary expenditures, a whole lot of things. Your expenses will always change, you know. And I always say, you get the same amount of rejection, you know, just to get 10 million, you get the same amount of rejection to get 100 rands. I don't know if you get me, but it's a sense of you go to buy cool drink. That person, actually, before he was able to go buy, he actually had to make money. And before he made money, there was a couple of rejections. You know, you sent a CV, they told you that you are overqualified, or they sent you a CV, they told you to send back your CV, or you sent a CV and they told you that they're not looking for employment. You get the same amount of rejection when you're asking for a fund or for funds from Departments of Arts and Culture, your DTI, your CAPC, your CEDA, your whatever. You get the same amount of rejection. You can go back for 5 years and they will not even recognize you. But that doesn't mean, and that doesn't say your business idea is bad, you know. And this is where everything gets complicated for people. People don't get that. And we actually, that's why they say that most businesses actually don't succeed in the first 5 years. They collapse and they disappear out of thin air. So I think that we are able to grow, and we would be able to grow, and we would be able to actually make sense of all this once we can be able to understand that it takes a lot of patience, a lot of immersing yourself, informing yourself, training yourself, and making means to get to that first meeting. You know, every meeting is as important as the first one. And if you can be able to do that, that's you building consistency towards your brand, towards your company, towards your employees, towards your future plans, your future goals, towards you making money. That is how we actually get to make money. We actually make money because we want to make money. And if you don't make money, and if you don't get that first currency or the first exchange, that means there's no excuses, but you are lazy. Well, the first point is, when we do this, we actually make a whole lot of mistakes on certain things when we are on that grind, when we are on that zeal, when we have that great idea, that first spark. We think that it is the ideal idea, you know, and we think that we're gonna make it by the end of tomorrow, by the end of the year, you know, and you can't do that with business. It's unpredictable. There's inflation, there's strikes. Well, you live in South Africa. It is crazy. And if you live outside the world out there, it's the same as South Africa. You have strikes, you have all these kinds of crazy things that happen in the world. And for now, that is all I have. I just want to take a break. As you can see, my directors are looking at me as if I am losing my mind. But yeah, I will be back. I don't have bills to pay. Let's go spend money. We'll see you.
I guess to me this ain't just entertainment. I put my life on it. I will die for it.
Quit stressing today about how much it will cost you to brand your company. Get to TP's Artwork and Tattoo Studio today. Make sure that you got that t-shirt ready. Make sure that you got that wild, wild west look at TP's Artworks. So, get to TP's Artworks today. Get yourself a tattoo or brand your company. However way you can do it, we will do it for you. So now, contact us on 079-349-4981 at BrockMM510 Social Moving. And this is how you do it. You get your brand, you get your business. You get your business, you get your money. This is how we do it. TP's Artworks. Holla.
You're listening to Mr. Content.
Yes, and I'm back with the biggest paycheck in the whole universe. Nah, that won't happen. It's like we got a whole lot of people, like I won't mention, but there's something to do with a child and something to do with a group, and yeah, but then yeah. Well, you know how it is. What we do is, yeah, back to what I was saying. We sometimes get a whole lot of pressure, from the world that we live in, and it is crazy. It gets so crazy, especially with SA. It is crazy, and especially with not being able to have your own startup capital, with you not being able to get easy access to things. I'm not talking about Social Nguve, I'm not talking about PTA, I'm talking about South Africa. That's what I know. I know that about South Africa. And outside the world, yeah, definitely I know certain things, but I don't know as much as I know because I've lived here for like, how long? 27 years? Yeah, Mandela was in prison all along. Damn, I feel like Mandela right now, but without the cash, But yeah, check this out. The pressures of being within the country, or the pressures of being in business, being in business for one, pressure. Now I'm gonna tell you something about pressure. This is the most awesome thing that I know. For one, for diamonds to be molded, you need pressure, heat pressure, you need cutting pressure, you need speed pressure, you need a whole lot of pressure. For you to melt gold, you need heat pressure. And from there, that's where we get gold bars, we get chains, we get rings, we get bling bling, you get to engage that chick. That ring, that rock on her finger, that took a whole lot of pressure. Even then, from the production of it, there was pressure. And for you to get on one knee, there was pressure. And for her to accept, well, it depends on your paycheck, but yeah, she had some pressures. And if you don't have money, you can imagine her pressure, my man. But then yeah, that's what's up. Let's talk about these things, Holla at your boy. Get me on Facebook as Clarence K Mablomo Kekana, or you can get me as Mr. Content on Facebook, and you can get me on Twitter as Mablomo_CK, and that's more or less how you can get me if you have any questions, and if you have any other, you can check AppleJazz Radio Podcast on Facebook as AppleJazz Radio Podcast. And yeah, holla at your boy. This is what we do. This is how we do it. And without me being on the radio side, on the podcast side, I'm making money. So join me, holla at me, I'll give you tips. And we charge per day, not an hour. That's like careless and crazy. You're just starting out. So I'll give you a pro bono. Definitely. But then yeah, for you to get freebies, you can get me on AppleJazz Radio Podcast, or you can get me at Mr. Content. And yeah, we'll take you from there. We'll take you from there. 7 years running in business. I won't take that 2 years because that was just starting out. But 7 years running, that's a long time. Get more. We got Social Nguve Music Awards coming through. And Versatile Entertainment is hosting that, and we'll be doing a whole lot of things. AppleJazz Radio Podcast will be doing a live prize, like, I got potential. That's how it is. Talk to your boy. And for one, if you want advices in business, holla at us. Or you can also go to Desto. Desto, it's in Centurion. Go to Desto and get a whole lot of mathematics, financial literacy. You need that as a black man. That's how it is. And remember, this is AppleJazz Radio Podcast. We don't give a fucks what happens. We just give a fucks what you do with what we give you. And we'll give you more in terms of business and financial literacy on the next podcast. I'll be inviting a couple of people. I'm looking forward to this. I'll be calling one of the guys that is great in motivational speaking and in marketing and advertising. I'll be calling one based on communication. I'll be calling one based on branding. Then we'll be able to get you some more of the info. You can also let me know who on what I can invite on my podcast. So you can send me that on Facebook, or you can send me that on on my page as Mr. Content. So this is Mr. Content signing out, over and out. Enjoy. We out. Yep.
Sure, Baba. Just be safe. I'm at the offices.
This is Nail.
I'm just
listening to Mr. Content.
I don't think, I hope this doesn't really negatively affect you. And then what I'm always demanding to do one thing sometimes that they must not.
Away, bro. What's up? Check it out, guys. It's Mr. Content.
Like, having you. It's like, hi, this is Kansami, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
Here you are listening to Mr. Content. This is Selwyn Karmic Siixxx, and you're listening to Mr. Content.
We'll work things out. Talk later.
You're listening to Mr. Content.
They used to think we couldn't do it, then we did it. We used to dream about it, now we in it. And we weren't even trying to race, and now we win it. I'm only human, Lord, forgive me for my sinning. I had to keep my focus when the world was spinning. I had to learn to get it, it was never given. Hardly sober, trying to balance my decisions. The party's over, still got Henny in my system. From the start, I just been working on my finish. Out of shape, I should be working on my fitness. Getting here, but got my mind on my business. I ain't told her Uncle Brian in a minute. I never saw my cousin when he went to prison. An eagle in the cage, nothing but a pigeon. Now I'm the one that started feeling like a villain. Before I had a win, I was always willing. I never had a whip, but I was always driven. Remember days when all I wanted was a missing. Now in a whip, it don't even got a ceiling. I bet a diamond, I just had to learn to listen. Before you talk, you really gotta learn to listen. I'm getting older, contemplating my religion. I got spirit, doesn't matter if I'm Christian. See, money's great, but I would rather have ambition. Your favorite rapper's a chicken, I'm whipping in the kitchen. I'm on a mission, and the vision is too efficient. And now we moving different. Dudes need assistance.
Okay, let me just send you the voice.
We talked about this acting.
She said she loved me down.
Away, bro. What's up? Check it out, guys. It's Mr. Content.
Lord knows I've been grinding for a
Hi,
minute.
this is Lucy.
My granny dying for a visit. I be damned if my grand fucking die
Check it
before I
out, guys.
visit.
It's Mr. Content.
Tryna keep the fire in a blizzard. Reignite the light and never dim it. Keep a light of fire in the spirit. Bad herb got me higher than a midget. I'm a bad bird, but I'm flyer than a pigeon. Fly, I reside beside the limits. FYI, the sky is not the limit. I remember I was shy and timid. Yeah, gold chains, now the shine is vivid. I stack texts, I erase in uppercase hieroglyphs. And my business never been a highest, quite as high as this.
Mr. Content.
Yeah.
Hi, this is
The lies that I tell on my side.
Okay, let me just send you the voice. and you're listening to
Hi, this is here. You are listening to Mr. Content. This is Selwyn Karmic Siixxx.
You're
listening to Mr. Content.